Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly manifest their dreams, while others struggle endlessly? What if the difference lies not in external circumstances, but in the power that you, right now, have within you? The truth is, you've been tapping into this power, but perhaps you haven't fully understood or recognized it. What we call the quantum power of intention is far more than a lofty ideal or abstract concept. It's a reality that shapes every moment of your life, whether you're aware of it or not. At the core of this realization is the understanding that intention is not simply a wish or a goal. It is not just wishful thinking, but rather the conscious direction of your energy towards creating the experiences you desire. It is the silent force behind every action, every decision, and every thought. But here's the catch. The power of intention lies in the clarity with which we direct it. When we are clear about our intentions, they begin to ripple outward, interacting with the vast, invisible forces of the universe in ways that we might not fully understand. But they act, nevertheless. So ask yourself, where in your life are you still chasing something you don't believe you deserve? Where do you hold on to desires but still doubt their possibility? This disconnect between the desire and the belief in its attainment has been a roadblock for many of us. But the moment we realize that our thoughts and beliefs are the very fabric of our experiences, something shifts. You can shape your reality because you are not separate from it. You are an integral part of this interconnected universe. This is not just philosophy. It is the essence of quantum physics, where everything is connected, and every thought and emotion creates ripples in the field of possibility. It's time to step away from outdated perceptions, from limiting beliefs, and open your mind to the deeper truths about manifestation. The moment you align your thoughts with your desires, when you bring clarity to your intention, you begin to interact with the quantum field in profound ways. Your reality is malleable, and the intention you set is the chisel. To understand the power of intention more deeply, let's dive into the science behind it. It may seem mystical at first, but the idea that thoughts and emotions shape reality isn't a fanciful idea. It's rooted in quantum physics. This scientific field uncovers a world that is radically different from what we perceive with our senses. At its core, quantum physics tells us that everything in the universe is made up of tiny, vibrating particles that exist in a state of infinite possibilities. These particles are not fixed in their state until they are observed or measured. In other words, the act of observation itself influences reality. Now, take a moment to grasp this. The way you perceive the world, the energy you bring to every situation, and the intentions you set all influence the quantum field around you. Think of it as a vast ocean of potential. Every thought and intention you have is like a drop of water in that ocean. When you focus your thoughts on a particular desire, you are sending a wave into that ocean, shifting the currents around you. But how does this work in practical terms? Consider the famous double-slit experiment in quantum physics. In this experiment, particles, like electrons, are fired at a barrier with two slits. The particles can go through either slit, but when they are not observed, they behave like waves and go through both slits at once, creating an interference pattern. However, when the particles are observed, they behave like particles, passing through only one slit. This suggests that the simple act of observing can influence the behavior of particles. Essentially, reality is not fixed until it's observed or interacted with. So how does this relate to you? The quantum field doesn't just act on subatomic particles. It reacts to your thoughts, your intentions, and your consciousness. Your focus, attention, and belief systems serve as a filter that interacts with this field. When you focus your intention clearly, you send out a signal into the quantum field that begins to draw the corresponding experiences into your life. This is where the real power lies. You are not just passively existing in a world of random events. You are a dynamic, active participant in creating your reality. The thoughts you consistently focus on, the emotions you nurture, and the beliefs you hold all send out signals that attract like energies. It's not magic, it's science. But it is the kind of science that calls you to stretch your mind and let go of limiting, old-world thinking. This is where the quantum power of intention comes into play. Let's look at a real-life example, the placebo effect. In medical studies, patients who believe they are receiving treatment, regardless of whether the treatment is real or a sugar pill, often experience real changes in their health. Why? Because their belief in the treatment causes their body to respond. This isn't just in their head, it's their belief that triggers the body's healing process. It's a fascinating confirmation of how deeply our thoughts and beliefs influence our physical reality. This is the power you can tap into. The first step is to realize that you are always interacting with the quantum field. Every thought, emotion, and intention you have is sending out a signal. The question then becomes, what are you transmitting? Now that you understand the science behind the power of intention, let's explore how this concept plays out in real life. We've all heard stories of people who have seemingly defied the odds. People who, against all circumstances, have manifested their dreams. These aren't just random occurrences or luck. These are real-life examples of the quantum field responding to focused intention. Manifestation is not reserved for the lucky few. It's accessible to everyone who understands the subtle art of aligning their thoughts and energy with their desires. Take, for example, the story of Jim Carrey. In the early 1990s, he was struggling in Hollywood and had no guarantee of success. However, Jim Carrey believed in his dream so strongly that he wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered. He dated it for Thanksgiving 1995, a full 5 years in advance. He would visualize himself receiving that money for his work. In 1994, Jim Carrey starred in Dumb and Dumber, and the movie grossed over $300 million. He received a check for exactly $10 million for his next role. This wasn't just coincidence. Carrey's story is an example of the power of intention at work. He was not just hoping to make it in Hollywood. He set a clear intention. He visualized his success, and most importantly, he believed it was possible. His intention and his actions aligned with the quantum field of possibility, and the universe responded. Or consider the story of Sarah, a woman who was stuck in a job she despised. She wanted more out of life. She wanted to be a successful entrepreneur, but self-doubt held her back. One day, after studying the principles of manifestation, Sarah decided to change her focus. She created a vision board, wrote down her goals, and began imagining her life as an entrepreneur. Within weeks, new opportunities began to unfold. She met the right people, encountered the right resources, and ultimately quit her job to start her own business. Today, she runs a successful online company, all because she aligned her thoughts and intentions with her desires. The key to these stories is not simply the desire for success, but the clarity of intention and the unwavering belief that it is possible. Both Jim Carrey and Sarah tapped into the quantum field, not through wishful thinking, but by aligning their consciousness with their desired outcome. They focused on their dreams with intention, and the universe responded in kind. But here's the real lesson. While these stories may seem extraordinary, they are not beyond your reach. Every single person has the power to manifest their desires in a similar way. The quantum field doesn't discriminate. It responds to the energy and intention you put out, regardless of who you are or where you come from. The only thing that's required is a deep, unwavering belief in your own power to create. Ask yourself, what would you attempt if you knew you could not fail? What is the life you would live if you truly believed that your desires were within reach, that the quantum field would meet you halfway? It's time to let go of the fear and doubt that hold you back and step into your true power. Your desires are not far away. They are waiting for you to align with them. The quantum field is ready to respond, but you must first make the conscious decision to believe in the possibility of your dreams. The universe doesn't play favorites. It responds to the energy you put out. The question is, are you ready to take the first step toward manifesting your desires with clarity? As you begin to embrace the power of intention, you may quickly realize that the process isn't always as simple as just wishing for something and waiting for it to manifest. There is one critical factor that many people overlook: the inner resistance that holds them back. This resistance isn't always obvious, but it's deeply ingrained in our belief systems, our emotions, and our past experiences. If you've ever felt like you're not worthy of your desires, or that you're always sabotaging your own success, you've encountered this resistance. It's easy to look at someone else's success and think, I could never do that. But what's really happening in that moment is that your beliefs are clashing with your desires. Deep down, you might feel unworthy of achieving that same success. You might not believe that it's possible for you. Or you might be afraid of what it would mean to have your desires fulfilled. This internal conflict creates a block, preventing you from aligning fully with the energy of manifestation. This is where the work begins. It's not enough to simply wish for your desires. You must examine the beliefs and patterns that stand in your way. The good news is, these beliefs aren't set in stone. They are learned and can be unlearned. The trick is to uncover them and gently replace them with beliefs that serve your higher purpose. This process is not about forcing change. It's about allowing space for transformation by becoming more aware of your inner world. Consider the story of Michael, a successful entrepreneur who found himself stuck at a plateau despite working tirelessly. He had built his business from the ground up, but now that he had achieved some success, he felt like he couldn't go any further. Through introspection and meditation, Michael discovered that his limiting belief was tied to the fear of success. He had been taught early in life that success was dangerous, that it could bring envy, resentment, and even loss. Once Michael identified this belief, he was able to reframe it. He started to see that success wasn't a threat, but a natural extension of his hard work and value. Over time, he began to manifest even greater opportunities and wealth, simply by shifting his internal beliefs about what he deserved. This is the kind of transformation that can take place when we address the inner barriers that hold us back. But how do you begin to identify and overcome these blocks? Start by paying attention to the negative self-talk that pops up when you think about your desires. What thoughts make you feel unworthy or incapable? What old stories do you keep telling yourself about why you can't have what you want? These thoughts are a direct reflection of the beliefs that need to be shifted. One powerful tool for shifting your beliefs is through affirmations. These are simple, positive statements that directly counter your negative beliefs. For example, if you feel unworthy of success, you might use an affirmation like, I am worthy of all the success and abundance that comes my way. Repeating this affirmation daily helps to rewire your subconscious mind, replacing old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. Visualization can also be a potent tool in this process. By vividly imagining your desired outcome and allowing yourself to feel the emotions associated with it, you are training your mind and body to accept this as your new reality. But this process isn't just mental, it's emotional. Our emotions are the powerful force that either blocks or facilitates the flow of our intentions. If you hold on to negative emotions like anger, regret, or fear, they act as a shield against manifestation. They send out low-frequency energy that repels the desires you are trying to bring into your life. To manifest with clarity, you must release these emotional blocks. One way to release emotional resistance is through practices like mindfulness and meditation. These practices allow you to become present with your emotions without letting them control you. You can acknowledge your feelings, but instead of identifying with them, you let them pass through you like clouds in the sky. By creating emotional space, you allow the positive energy of your desires to flow freely. Remember, you are not defined by your past experiences or the limiting beliefs you hold. You are capable of creating a new story for yourself. The key is to become aware of the stories that no longer serve you and consciously choose new beliefs that support your vision. Manifestation is not just about attracting the right opportunities. It's about becoming the kind of person who believes they deserve and can create those opportunities. As you shift your beliefs and release your emotional blocks, you will notice that the world around you begins to respond differently. The universe isn't just waiting for you to manifest your desires, it's waiting for you to align with them. And once you do, the flow of energy becomes unstoppable. Ask yourself, what old beliefs are you still holding on to that no longer serve you? Where in your life are you still playing small because of the fear of stepping into your power? The only thing standing between you and your dreams is your willingness to let go of what no longer serves you and embrace your true potential. Now that you've gained insight into the quantum power of intention, the science behind it, and the emotional work required to manifest your desires, the next step is to take action. This is where many people get stuck. They understand the concept of manifestation, but they fail to align their actions with their intentions. The most important part of manifestation is the connection between your inner world and your external reality. It's not enough to simply wish for something or imagine it in your mind. You must take inspired action that aligns with the energy of your desires. This is where clarity plays a crucial role. When you have a clear intention, it's easier to recognize the opportunities that are presented to you. The universe doesn't always deliver your desires in the form you expect. Sometimes, it sends opportunities or signs that require you to step outside of your comfort zone. The key is to remain open and trust that the universe is guiding you in the right direction. Your role is to act on those nudges, even if they seem small or insignificant at the time. Take the story of Lisa, for example. Lisa had been dreaming of starting her own art business for years, but she always hesitated. She felt uncertain about her ability to succeed and feared failure. One day she came across an ad for a local art exhibition, and something inside her urged her to apply. It wasn't easy. She doubted herself every step of the way. But Lisa took action. She submitted her application, and when she was accepted, she found that the exhibition led to opportunities she had never imagined. She was able to sell her artwork, meet potential clients, and establish herself as an artist in her community. Had she not acted on the small sign the universe provided, she might still be waiting for the perfect moment. Action doesn't always have to be grand. Sometimes it's the small, consistent steps that build momentum toward your goal. The most important thing is to stay aligned with your vision and be willing to do the work. This is where the energy of intention and the quantum field converge, through the actions you take that reflect your belief in the possibility of your desires. One of the most powerful ways to ensure that your actions align with your intentions is by creating a daily practice. This could include visualization, affirmations, journaling, or meditation. These practices serve as anchors, reminding you of your purpose and helping you stay aligned with your desires. They also act as a filter for your thoughts, keeping you focused on what you want rather than what you don't want. When you dedicate time each day to reinforce your intentions, you send a powerful signal to the universe that you are committed to manifesting your desires. Another way to ensure you're taking inspired action is by cultivating a mindset of gratitude. Gratitude helps to shift your energy from lack to abundance. When you are grateful for what you already have, you open yourself up to receiving more. It's like telling the universe, "I am ready for more." Gratitude shifts your frequency and sends out a positive signal that attracts more of what you want. When you start to see everything in your life as a gift, from the smallest blessings to the largest, your manifestation process becomes effortless. The final step in manifestation is letting go. This may seem counterintuitive, but it is essential. Once you have set your intention and taken action, you must release your attachment to the outcome. This doesn't mean giving up or resigning yourself to failure. Rather, it means trusting the process and surrendering control over how your desires will manifest. When you release attachment, you free yourself from the anxiety and doubt that can block the flow of energy. Let go of the need to figure it all out and trust that the universe is working in your favor. Ask yourself, am I willing to take inspired action, even when it feels uncomfortable? Do I trust that the universe will guide me toward my desires? Am I ready to let go of my attachment to the outcome and trust the process? These are the questions that will help you move forward with clarity and confidence. Manifestation is a dance between intention, belief, action, and surrender. It's about aligning your inner world with the outer world and allowing the quantum field to deliver the experiences you desire. When you take action with clarity, you are actively participating in the creation of your reality. And when you let go of attachment to the outcome, you allow the universe to deliver what you truly need. The power of intention is within you. The universe is constantly responding to your energy. All you need to do is align your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions with your desires. When you do, you will experience the magic of manifestation in your own life. Now it's your turn to step into that power. As we come to the end of this journey into the quantum power of intention, remember that you are not merely a passive observer in your life's unfolding story. You are an active creator, a force capable of manifesting the desires you hold deep within your heart. Every thought, every belief, and every action you take plays a role in shaping the reality you experience. The quantum field is constantly at work, responding to your energy and aligning the universe with your intentions. Now, the question is, how will you choose to use this knowledge? How will you start aligning your inner world with the desires you want to manifest? Will you take the lessons from this article and use them to step into a life of purpose, clarity, and abundance? Manifestation isn't about instant gratification or wishing things into existence. It's about creating an energetic alignment between who you are right now and who you are becoming. It's about understanding that the life you desire already exists in the quantum field, and your role is to clear the path for it to manifest in your life. This requires faith, trust, and most importantly, consistency in your thoughts, actions, and beliefs. As you go forward, remember that you are not alone on this journey. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, is always ready to guide you, but you must first align with it, as Jim Carrey did with his $10 million check, as Sarah did with her vision of entrepreneurship, as Lisa did with her art business. These individuals didn't simply hope for their desires, they took inspired action, overcame inner resistance, and allowed themselves to believe in the possibility of their dreams. So now it's your turn. The quantum power of intention is available to you at this very moment. It's time to let go of the limiting beliefs that have held you back. It's time to step into the fullness of who you are and claim the life you've always desired. Your thoughts, intentions, and actions are the keys to unlocking your full potential. Where in your life are you still holding on to fear, doubt, or disbelief? What is standing in the way of you fully stepping into your power and manifesting the life you deserve? Ask yourself these questions and take the time to reflect on what you truly want to create. The universe is waiting for you to align with your desires, to make your intention clear, and to take inspired action. When you do, you will witness the profound power of manifestation unfold in your life, as it has for so many others. Trust the process. Trust yourself. And most importantly, trust that the life you desire is already on its way. Now, as you move forward, take a moment to pause and reflect on your intentions. What are you manifesting? And what steps can you take today to begin the journey toward your desired future? The power of intention is not just a philosophy. It is a living, breathing force within you. Let it guide you, and watch as your dreams become your reality. We've traveled a deep path together, exploring the quantum power of intention and how to manifest your desires with clarity. The journey doesn't end here. It's just the beginning. I invite you to reflect on the insights shared and apply them to your own life. Whether through meditation, visualization, or simple acts of alignment, take the steps toward realizing your dreams today. And if you feel inspired, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this journey. Share your story in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights and inspiration. Remember, the life you desire is waiting for you to claim it.